Come friend, now lend me an ear, for a tale of Victor the Weird. He went on an adventure with he, him, and himself, and also his mighty fine beard. Now gather round, I'll tell you about this mighty beast. He may look as human, as mere as you, friend, but soon your eyes will feast upon this marvelous creature with many body parts. His one shirt may fool you, but what if I told you his chest had 4 red hearts? One mouth but 1,000 voices, one mind and limited choices, 2 handsome dice, 2 handsome dice. The audience rejoices. He's going to play D&D with him, himself, and he. Those are his pronouns, it's really profound. It's time for D&Me, featuring Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor, and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor and Victor. One knows who knows how many repeats, so come and sit down in an empty seat. It's time for D&Me. 2 eyes, 4 cheeks, 2 souls on his feet, 2 hands for many new foes to defeat, 1 tongue, 2 lips through which to speak, but just one but.
Hey everybody, my name is Victor Rivera and welcome to D&Me, where I play with myself. I play D&D with myself, and welcome to episode 20! Happy holidays! Yay! I am home for the holidays in North Carolina, so this is my room. And I'm wearing a reindeer beer kind of tracksuit thing, and I have matching pants over there, but my recording setups are always way too hot to wear pants. So, hello and welcome. I don't have a lot of D and pre-show announcements today, so let's get through the one. Well, kind of two. A D and revision for last episode, episode 19, Chili Check-ins. I said, so one of the D&D artists, Jason Engel, I spelled his name wrong even though I was looking at it because I'm dyslexic. So again, Jason Engel, E-N-G-L-E. There we go. And then you can find him on Twitter at J_A_E1. So that's my D and revision. And then I have a new segment that I'm going to play around with a little bit. Man, this is already hot. Let's see how long this stays on before I unzip and unhood and all that. So a new section called Word from Wizards of the Coast. So D&D has such cultural impact, and Wizards of the Coast releases a whole bunch of new products all the time. So I wanted to point out something that happened over the past couple weeks where they printed out this thing called errata. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but E-R-R-A-T-A. And that's like corrections. So they printed out the actual D&D Player's Handbook, and then with errata, neither sound great, they go through and either correct misspellings or they alter some content. So the D&D world audience has erupted over the past couple weeks because of errata eruption. Still not great. Where this newest released batch of information changes a couple things, and I want to read it and be more informed before I give my true opinions on it. But one of the things they did alter is racial alignments. So alignments, pretty much, they're more like guidelines, where you pick a alignment that your character is, and that is pretty much your moral compass. So there is, if you imagine a 3x3 square, then at the top is lawful, neutral, and chaotic, and then down the side is good, neutral, and evil. So, for example, Toot Toot is a lawfully good bard, where you perform as society expects you to perform. So that informs a lot of his character, like tipping 20% and being a gentleman, which deviates him from the normal horny bard trope. So that's fun, but also there's so neutral good, which Onyx kind of is. Rock kind of is. Where you do good, but according to you. So you do good, but it's mostly the way you do it instead of how society believes you to. And then chaotic good is you do good, but at what cost? So Tipsy is definitely chaotic good, where it's chaos. And so then neutral is not necessarily good. Like Onyx, his past used to be neutral, where whoever gave him the highest price got his loyalty. And then evil, of course, like lawful evil is like fiends and demons and stuff. So it's interesting because for the racial alignments, that's one of the things where as you make a new character, then I'm like, okay, we don't have to focus that much on it because it's only more for role play instead of like something that you get actual point value for. And there goes my hood. So, 5 minutes in. So they went through and actually took out a lot of the racial alignments, which I personally think is a very thoughtful thing, because D&D has a checkered past, and one of the bits is that orcs and drows could be interpreted as not great representations of certain groups of people in our lives. So they were labeled like, I think in the player's handbook it says that orcs are mainly chaotic evil, and we've touched on that a little bit with Rock and Volo's Guide to Monsters, where he read all of those not great things. And drows are considered also like lawful evil or something. Let me actually, before I tell tales out of school. Devils, blue dragons, and hobgoblins are lawful evil. Many drow, some cloud giants, and Yogoloths are neutral evil. And then demons, red dragons, and orcs are chaotic evil. So D&D recently, Wizards of the Coast, has taken out the racial alignments, which I think is considerate, but some people don't. So let me know what you think in the comments and chat and on D&Medias. Because some people are like, they're changing the lore, but we're going to get a 5.5 edition here soon. So lore changes. That's how art evolves. But then the other side of the argument is that also they took out the alignments for like beholders and mind flayers, where those are considered monsters. So is that too far? Is that just to try and appease everyone? Is that thoughtful also? So you could play a beholder, and so that if you play a red dragon, you don't have to worry about being evil. So that's something I wanted y'all to know. I'm going to read more about it here in the future, so I could be more informed, but I just want to let you know. So let's get into it. Oh God. All right, 8 minutes. And there's the unzipping, but I still got red underneath it. So happy holidays, everybody, from D&Me, and D&We, and D&Us. So, D&, recap, episode 19, Chili Check-ins. We started at the Trollskull Manor, and Tipsy is reading a manual of quickness of action, so he is determined to finish reading that, which is 48 hours of reading in 6 days. So he is chugging along, whereas Onyx, Rock, and Toot Toot are going off exploring. So they go to the Forest for the Trees in order to talk to Spanish Mustache, our treant, and Woodrow the Woodwode, in order to get furniture that Leaf, the house ghost, drew up in order for tomorrow's Fay Day celebration. Then, while they were out, Spanish Mustache told them that they could make an arrangement if the boys could help fight whatever beast or monster is slowing down the trickle of trees coming into Waterdeep outside of the perimeter. So they're going off to doing that. But before they fully get out of Waterdeep, then they checked in with the Buzzard Bros Butchers and Talons and Tanning, where Onyx is checking in on his bones and trophies and hides, seeing how they are being processed. And it's slow coming because there's a lot, but they're going there. And then as soon as they left Waterdeep, then they encountered Frosty the Kill Man. They encountered a snow golem who is attacking my boys and is kind of beating them into powder. So that is where we resume here for episode 20. And after a couple rounds of combat, then the snow golem, looking at half mass of what he was, it's his turn in the initiative order. So let me get all my notes real quick. It's the snow golem's turn, and he has Onyx to the right of him, toot toot to the left, here I am, stuck in the middle in snow, and there is no place to go, and Rock is over there with Witch Bolt, and I think my boys would rather bolt. Onyx to the right of me, toot toot to my left, here I am. That's fun. So, with Onyx and Toot Toot in melee, then the Snow Golem with 3 melee attacks would go for the gold. Let's see how he hits them. He has a slam attack, and I've altered a slam attack to make it so that the tree branches also swipe. How will I... Okay, I'll do this. My dice that I'm playing with tonight are Rock Purple here at the top, and then my Skyrim character Enchi, her gray ones. And then, this is fun. This is, I found a starter kit of Dungeons and Dragons at Goodwill for like $3. And this was the 1978 starter kit, which is one of the first starter kits of D&D. And they have these dice, but as you can see, you can't really tell what the numbers are. So these dice came with a black crayon, so you could actually do a rubbing and then make the numbers pop. How cool is that? So those are my 3 dice that I'm playing tonight. So in the order that I just introduced them, Rock, Enchi, Starter, then that will be Slam, Branch, and then... Oh, they both have O's in them. But Rock being on top will be even. Toot Toots with 4 O's instead of just Rock's 1 will be odd. So, even, odd, that's who this all hits. So, let's see. Even 4 for the slam attack. The first... Nope. Dang it, it was Onyx, not Rock. Ah! So, Onyx will get even. So with a 4, Onyx gets the first slam attack. With the 4, then Onyx gets the first branch attack with Enchi's die. And then with a 1, then Toot Toot will get the second swipe. So let's roll for all those. Bum, bum. Stuck in the middle with you. Let's do Onyx's first, just to see if... So, with Onyx's second swing that missed last time, he did not use Reckless Attack, so these are just straight rolls and not at advantage. Oh, dear. Okay. So, a natural 1 and a 6! Woohoo! That's great. The Slam Attack only has +4 to hit for both of those. So, the 6 of the branch does not hit Onyx's 14 arm class. Awesome! I was very concerned. As often with D&Me when there's combat, I was very concerned the week leading up to this episode, because I'm like, golly, not Onyx has as many hit points as Toot Toot right now. Except me. So that's not good. So, both of those attacks miss. So, as soon as Frosty the Snow Man, Merch with a mouth? Deadpool is a merch with a mouth. Merchandise? What? Why is it merch? Mercenary. Merce with a mouth. Maybe? I don't know. But Frosty the Snow... this is nothing. Tries to, like, snow bulldoze his way over to Onyx, but Onyx parries, like, he moves the Ice Acre in front. And then with that first... Oh, I didn't roll for... Okay. And then frustrated, the snowman swipes, but then also Onyx moves the neck of the anchor. I need to print that out. Neck of the anchor to like intercept, and you hear, and then now Frosty will turn to face Toot Toot, and with that branch attack. Wait, did he miss with? No, I don't think I rolled. So that's a 2 though. That's great. So with a 6, then he tries to swipe at Toot Toot, but it like. This is cool. So he swipes at Toot Toot, and it hits one of his tusks, and for the holiday themed, then it hits the inside of the xylophone bit, and it sounds like wind chimes. So to make it sound, sleigh bells. Yeah. So, that was a week of worrying that resolved in a good round. So at the top of the order is Toot Toot. And let's see. I was thinking about what he should do, of course. And this is what I'm going to do. Then he... so after he kind of dodged the swipe, then it's the... and he sings... All I want for Fay Day is you to stop hitting me and Onyx. So he will cast this thing, and I spent the past couple hours working through if this will work. So we'll just talk about it right now. So he will cast Shatter at level 2, which is thunder damage. Thundercats ho. Shatter, Constitution saving throw Frosty, 3d8 thunder damage, or if he succeeds, then it's half. And then, inorganic material has disadvantage. So, the snow golem is technically a construct, and I looked it up, and then constructs are any artificially created creature or creature born from the awakening of inanimate object, that is, in a body or plant. So, like an iron golem or a flesh golem. So I think it would count because he's the snow golem is just pile of snow. So yeah, I will give Frosty disadvantage on Constitution saving throw. So he needs to beat 14, and Frosty's con save is a +2, so that's actually pretty good. All right, let's roll for this bad boy. So it's 19 plus 2, so that's 21. And then at disadvantage is a 14 plus 2. It beats 16 beats 14. So yep, he saves, I guess, or whatever. It's a dumb game. No. So it is 3d8 thunder damage halved. Where's the other one? Oh, I'm holding that one. All right, 3d8 halved. So that is a 3, a 4, and a 1. So 8 altogether, reduced by half. So that's 4. So that is cool. So that worked well. And then next up in the... can he do any... Toot Toot at a level 4 bard has 4 bardic inspirations. He used all of them already in this fight. So that's for Victor to learn a little better for resource management. But in terms of bonus actions, bardic inspiration, no. Cutting words, he already did. 2-weapon fighting, no, because he did a spell. And movement, he doesn't want to move. So, all right, great. Now it is Onyx's turn. Onyx. Yep. Onyx will use his ice anchor because he weighed it out in his head, and then the pros outweigh the cons. 17. All right, yeah, let's do it. So he will use reckless attack. No, he won't. Because, that is the wrong page. Onyx will use the Ice Anchor, which has a +6. The Snow Golem has has an 8 armor class. So as long as Onyx doesn't roll a 1, which he did last time, or a 2, then he will hit. So he will take them odds. And with an 11 +6, 17 against that Snow Golem. That's great. So that is 2d6 +2 plus 1d4 ice, which he'll heal back, +4 +2 rage bonus. So that overall is good. Oh, these are good numbers. Well, kind of shit. Fuck. No, it's good. So the 2d6 are 3 to 5, so that's 8 +2, 10, plus the 4 at the end, that's 14, plus the 2, that's 4. Did it too fast. 14, 16. But then he heals back 4 of that. So, once more, 8, 10, those cancel out. So, 12. He did 12 damage, which is good. The net is 12 damage. So, cool, great. So, Onyx, hearing the toot-toot singing, then we'll do another swipe, this time from the left to the right, and snow plows when they clear off a street, then that spray of snow, that like in an ice rink when you and then have that spray of snow, that kicks off a lot of the mass of this snow golem, and some of it in the air back into the snow golem. But the snow golem is looking very rough. And then now it is Rock's turn, who doesn't like any of these odds. So he will drop Witch Bolt. So the black lightning just fizzles out. And then he will instead he will say Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, rock! That's me! And then he will shoot out 4 magic missiles, casting it at 2nd level. So 4 kind of Christmas tree looking green darts of magic, kind of Doc Ock into the snow golem, which automatically hit because it's magic missile, and it's 1d4 plus 1 damage for each dart. So that's good numbers. First of all, the +1, it being 4, that already it has 5 hit points left, and so those will all but this is the extra damage because I like rolling them bones. So this is 3d4. Can't read most of that. 2, 4, so that is 6. And then a 3, that is 7. Nope, 6, so 9. And then one more. 3, 12. 12 altogether, plus the 4, so 16. Great. So all 4 of the missiles, and like a snowball impact, just the snow golem explodes backwards into the half snow covered hill, and the snow sprays. So that's great. And the pointed hat with the golden moons and stars floats to the ground. And then the 2 branches kind of fell on top of the snow, and then one of them is getting eaten by the snow, and then you see the prongs of the branch do the Terminator in the molten lava stuff, but then it turns into a middle finger, and you hear, "Don't you cry, I'll be back again someday." And then the hat just flops on the ground. And then all my boys are. Onyx especially is. And Tutu goes, I really should not just charge into... you, Onyx, you are very good at charging in there. You look really rough right now, though. But I should stay away and do spells and stuff. Or have, like, a magic weapon or thing. I will reevaluate. So, boys, should we go? And then Rock is staring at the hat on the ground. This conical hat. Hold on a second. No. And then he walks over and Tutu goes, no, I'm sure there must be magic in that hat they found. But then Rock goes, no, I just want... So he walks over to one of the branches, the one that didn't sink into the snow, and then kicks it to see if it's still alive. So I will roll for that. With a 12 and an investigation check for Rock. Investigation. Oh, with an 18. Then he kicks it with his foot a little bit. And then nothing happens. So he's like, I'm going to... And then he picks up the branch and then picks up the hat so that it's like a little hat on a stick. Mr. Hat. And then he goes, I would like to investigate this on the road as we go find... Is there another baddie? Should we... Onyx, you do look really rough. Should we take a break? Then Onyx, still stubborn in his rage, even though it's mechanically failing, then he goes, no, let's just walk. It's just dumb. And so then they walk, and over the next 10 minutes as they walk, then Rock will cast Identify on this hat. And he will see that it is a hat of wizardry. And Rock will say, because it's better than me doing exposition, I can use this hat as a spellcasting focus for your wizard spells. Do I have a spell focus? Maybe my spell book? I don't. But I can try to cast a cantrip I don't know. There are so many cantrips I don't know. The cantrip must be on the wizard spell list. I have that. And you must make a DC 10 intelligence arcana check. Easy. I eat arcana checks for breakfast. I actually don't, but I get it. It's a thing. It's a metaphor or a simile. Yeah, those. Just leave me alone. If the check succeeds, you cast a spell. If the check fails, so does the spell, and the action used to catch the spell is wasted. In either case, you can't use this property again until you finish a long rest. So I can do it once per day. Well, I might just try it now. And then he lifts it up to his head, and Tutu goes, well, hold on. I know you like magic and things, but can you do an arcana check on it now just to make sure it's not an evil hat of wizardry? And then Rock, holding it, goes, that's a probably good idea. So let me check. Well, that is a natural one, so it looks fine to me. And then he puts it on, and then his eyes go black, and then tendrils of smoke. No. No, he puts it on. It's a hat of wizardry. So he goes, I will look at the wizard spell list now. Or should I save it? Should I save it just in case we meet up with... Because I'm pretty sure... And he looks around with his 18 investigation check on the branch, because I'll use that. He looks around. I don't see any logs or lumber or timber. So I'm pretty sure that snow golem was not the source of the blockade. So I will use it. I will wait until we meet something bigger or we get to the bottom of this mystery. And then Tutu goes, that is a very good idea. Onyx, are you okay, bud? Yeah, I'm fine. She's dumb. It hurt me a lot. I haven't been hurt in a long time. So they trot off. And they are right now at the edge. Like, they are at a hill, but they are also at a tree line. So they start to go into the tree line, and there's this well-worn wood nope, well-worn dirt road that travels into the forest, and they start heading that way. Flashback to Tipsy, who is sitting at his desk in the Troll Skull Manor, and he's
This. Well, now that's actually interesting.
and then he like reads this one bit about man, this is the second week in a row where I didn't look up feet facts that I wanted to. Well, all right, I say that, but I have the internet right here. Let's see if I regret this. Let's look up feet facts. Because I wanted to have like a feet trivia. Feet facts. I'm going to regret this. Oh boy. Because I think like if you don't have a big toe on one of the foot, like your balance is completely off. So. Okay. Oh. And then he reads, toe to thumb transplants are common. Man, why is this book about dexterity telling me that? I don't need to... Alright, I'm just gonna carefully read this. Each foot has 26 bones, okay? The feet mirror a person's general health. Oh. And then, yeah, at that, he turns the page, and then it's like that hand graph where each section of the hand, like, if you massage it a certain way, then it, like, helps your kidneys or something. So he sees a... Is there one of those? Yeah, sure. Like, on the sole of your foot, then you can see those, like, if you rub it in a certain way. That's interesting. So he's reading that so that I don't have to keep scrolling down into potentially gross stuff. And then he's reading that in... He's interested at this one bit. And then, as he's reading it, then... and then Leaf's head pops out of the book. Very, and at 32 minutes, the rain beer jumper comes off. Because it's very hot. The very nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter just comes out of Tipsy's book and he goes, "Gah! What, Leaf? Can you move your nose? I'm looking at this diagram of feet. Oh, man, I feel weird now looking at feet. At least I'm, well." And then Leaf is signing... It's okay. All right. So, hey, can you go and get me some paint so I can spruce up the place? I'm bored. Well, yeah, I'm bored too, Leaf. You're not the only one. I have to read this stupid... Ugh. You know what? I've spent hours, what felt like a week already looking at it. So what do you need? Paints and inks or colored chalk. All right. Where can I get those? And then Leaf goes upstairs into Rock's room, and then you see a page flutter walk its way into his room, and it's the map of the neighborhood. And so Leaf puts it down and then points to Bookworm's treasure, and then he signs, "And then I can find other books there." Okay, well, I'm busy with this one book, Leaf, all right? I'm not a nerd like Rock. But I'll do this. It's like a little lunch break or something. So then Tipsy picks up the book and like goes downstairs with, again, his nose in the book. Okay, so the little pinky is like the earlobe. So let me actually look up that diagram, because I don't want it as D&D research for next week. Foot diagram. Pain? What is that called? Chat, do you know what that thing is called? Where it's like the bumps on the head, kind of. maybe pseudoscience. Ooh. Reflexology. All right. Let me look that up. Thank you, Poppy. My mother and father are upstairs in the house watching this live, so hello! Do you recognize? This is my room, y'all. Reflexology. Yep, these are the pictures. All right. Ooh. All right, so the little pinky is... Oh, that would have been cool if it was the ear. What is it, though? Okay, so it's kind of... If you see the toes, the pads of the toes across the way is head/brain. And, like, underneath that first little digit, phalange, then that is teeth and sinuses. So, Tipsy's reading this and going down the stairs and out the door, and he goes, "Oh, teeth and sinus. Okay, maybe I should." Oh, hey, Waddles, and then looks down, and there's a rat, a plump little rat who's a little bit plumper, and surrounding a pile of cheese, and he's finishing off a grilled cheese sandwich, and Tipsy looks down and goes, "Oh, you have friends. Hi, hold on." And then Tipsy puts his finger in the manual of quickness of action, and then holds it to his side, and then he, as the forest gnome racial trait, will speak with small beasts, and he will talk to... I just want to make sure that's legit. Speak with small beasts, sure enough. So he will go, "Oh, hey, Waddles. Hello. I'm Tipsy. I'm Waddles' person. And who are y'all? It's nice to meet you." And then I actually, Nutso the Daredevil Squirrel, I named this guy Nutso earlier this year, and then it was perfect. So, boop. I'm Nutso the Squirrel. I can see that you are a squirrel. Hello, very nice to meet you, Nutso. Hello, I am Calliope the owl, who is no longer afraid of heights. And Tipsy goes, sounds like there's a whole story there. Sure, hang. And I'm Dash the box turtle. Zoom. And he does like a little fast pose. Oh. Waddles, does he think he's fast? No, he's actually really fast. But he's tired right now because he's full of cheese. Yeah, I can see that. There's a lot of cheese over here. Y'all having fun? Yes, we are. Having a blast. It's so good. Yes. All right, well. Waddles, you want to come with me or you want to stay here? It was tiring having a whole adventure to myself. See you guys later. And then Waddles, splits the cheese 4 ways, and he takes his quarter and throws it into the Tipsy's magically large backpack, and Waddles eats the last crust of the grilled cheese sandwich, and Tipsy goes, "Oh, and my backpack, yeah. It's filled with cheese now, huh?" "Yes, it is." All right, well, a little snack and on. Come on. And so Tipsy puts on the backpack, gets Waddles in his pocket, and then bids the other Queso Quest critters adieu, and they go to Bookworm's Treasure, where they enter, and where they head towards Bookworm's Treasure. Cut to the 3 boys entering the forest and are looking around. Rock is adjusting his hat of wizardry, and he goes, "Is it too much?" Tutu goes, No, you look rather dashing. And Onyx goes, "I think it's a bit too much." What was that? "Oh, no, you look fine. Where's my water bottle?" "I didn't know you had a water bottle, Onyx." "No, I have a water bottle. Don't worry about it." So, Tutu goes, "Now, Onyx, you are an outlander, a wanderer, a survival expert. Could you tell us which way to go, please?" And Onyx, who at this point has calmed down from his fight, goes, "Yeah, let's see. I should roll like survival or nature or something. He has a +4 to survival, so maybe he should do that. I'll do +4 survival. So, bap. A 17! That's great. So with a 21, Onyx points down at the ground and goes, we should follow the road. Well, I could have figured that out. I thought you were going to look at the trees and go, oh, well, this way is north. Well, that way is north. Really? I just made that up. No, of course not. That way's north. And so they kind of go northeastward. And they trudge on for, it's a while. So a couple hours. And then they start to find these... the road does some weird things, this dirt road, where they find different prints, and some of them are horse hooves, and some of them are wagon wheels. But those are a little bit old. But what they find are bigger footprints. And Onyx kind of holds up his hand, and the other two stop behind him. And Onyx goes, all right, these are fresh. I can tell because they're deeper and other details about tracks. So, we should be quiet. Let's go forward a little bit. And then they will do a stealth roll, actually. That's very good. Rock rolled a... Man, I missed my sheet with all the stats on them. So, stealth. Onyx rolled a 15, flat out. Rock rolled a 13 plus 2, a 15. And then Toot Toot, I think he rolled an 11 or a 12. It averages out to like 15 a pop. So that's very good. And they go forward some more. And they come across, actually, as the footprints get deeper and fresher, then they see a tree trunk log parallel fallen to one side of the road, and they go deeper and they see like two more scattered with some force, and you hear Onyx go, that's not good. It takes some strength to do that. I should know I'm strong. And they go forward a little bit more quietly because they rolled very well, and they see half of a shattered cart over to a side, and like a wagon wheel is visible, but the other half of the cart isn't. And Tutu goes, oh no, that looks very bad. And Onyx kind of stops them again, and then they listen with their stealth. Onyx will roll for that. He will do perception just to see, or investigation. Well, he's not great at investigation, but he's kind of investigating the area. Perception or investigation. Perception, he has +1 more. So with a 4 plus a 2, that is 6 altogether, and he goes, there was a cart here. And then the other two go, yeah, okay, well, let's see. Do the others have better stuff? Let's do Rock. Rock with his goofy-ass looking hat now. Oh, no, I want to roll the Rock one. It was a rock. D20. So, Rock will go, okay, now, hold on, let me see. And then he goes up and, like, investigates the, cracking. You know what? I will have Toot Toot help, because Toot Toot goes, I've mended a lot of furniture, wooden furniture, so I know this break pattern. So he will give Rock advantage on this investigation check. 15 plus 6, 21, and a 6 plus 6, 12. So that 21, then Rock goes, okay, so the cart broke here and scattered some of the logs. Oh, there are some more logs. And then he points past towards into the trees where some of the logs have just snapped smaller trees in half, and then it's like a cascade, a kind of waterfall of logs going down. Excuse me. And Rock gestures that way and goes, so that's probably where Spanish moss stashes stash went that way. But you can see these tracks lead over here. And then he silences because he goes, do you hear that? And then there's a... And then you can hear as something is being drugged through the dirt. And Rock and Toot and Onyx hide behind the cart. And I will roll for that real quick. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Rock rolled a 16 plus 2, 18. Onyx rolled a 12 plus 0, 12. And then the biggest member of the party, with a natural 1, Toot. Oh, that thing's big! And then he backs up and then clatters into the already broken cart, and then one of the wheels drawing this massive, large beast who is walking perpendicular into the road, emerging from the trees, and half of a face turns because it's missing the other half. And this ogre zombie is now lifting up its morning star from being drug in the ground and goes, and we will cut to Tipsy opening a door and then cling, 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 cling. And then nose in a book is entering Bookworm's treasure. And he goes, what an uneventful day so far. I'm looking for paints. And then he walks around and then crunch, 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 crunch. He looks down and he's stepping in like this dark teal sand. And he goes, okay. And then up from around the corner, from behind the counter, a small dragonborn who looks like a green dragonborn, but is in fact a bronze dragonborn, heavily patinaed, comes out going, oh, hello. How may I help you? Welcome to Bookworm's Treasure. I am Paige the Wordsmith. Hey, how you doing, Paige? So I need paint, or like I heard my friend come in and like talk about magic inks. I don't need magic inks. Well, maybe that would be cool, huh? What do you think, Waddles? Yeah, that'd be really cool. Tipsy, this forest gnome rogue, casually talking into his pocket and hearing back. No, like, but like, do you have like chalk? Because even though magic inks would be cool, like I don't know what Leaf is up to, but do you have like paints or magic chalk or not magic chalk? But oh boy, I'm tired. I've been reading this book. Speaking of books, look around. There's a whole bookstore. So I've been reading this, and he holds up the Manual of Quickness of Action, and the page goes, that is a very rare book. That's marvelous. May I take a look? I mean, don't read all of it, though. But yeah, I mean, you can look. And so Tipsy hands over the page of... hands over to Paige the Manual of the Quickness. It's so many words. And then Paige... goes into a flutter, and this is quite heavy magic, and you're reading it. Look, I can see your finger bookmark, because he's still holding the page that he's at, going, yeah, just don't. You've been reading quite a bit so far. Yeah. You know, I'm just, too fast, so. Yeah, but Rock told me that... Rock? Yeah. Rock, my buddy. He says that you have magic ink and stuff, and then, wow, your face is turning dark. Are you okay? And then she kind of brushes her blushes, and a little bit of the sand falls down, and you can see underneath some deep bronze. And he goes,
this is you. Sorry, I didn't mean to. No, that's fine. If it makes you uncomfortable, I can clean it up. Nah! No, it's fine. I mean, I have a rat, so as long as you don't mind that, then we should be good. No, I don't mind. But, Rock's friends, yes, I will gladly help you, assist you in any way. Do you, paints, let's, do you want the magic ink? No, nah, do you have, like, chalk? Chalk would be easiest right now, because, I mean, we can wash it off if Leaf does something weird. Leaf is our ghost, because you know Rock. So, yeah, we have Troll Skull Manor. You can come by anytime you want. And then Paige, who's pretty short and stout, like, she straightens up a whole bunch. Yeah, come on over. But, yeah, Leaf wants to do stuff for Fae Day. I don't know that much about it, because I wasn't really paying attention when Rock was telling us about it, because I'm not... I want to go back to reading. So, chalk? And then Paige just leaving this kind of Looney Tunes cloud of her sand, and it falls down. Oh, wow. Okay. And then she hurries back. Yes, this is colored chalk, and you can have as much as it as you want. Only like a silver. And Tipsy goes, oh, shit, okay. Great. Yeah, I'll take that. 1 silver for chalk. You know what? I have lots of money. Can I get 5 times that amount? So 5 silver altogether of chalk. And then Paige goes, absolutely. Hold on. And then she grabs a big old, like, burlap sack full of colored dust, which is then so colored chalk, which some of the dust is now sprinkling to mix in. So it's this cool little, like, rainbow pattern now in the ground. It's kind of like sand art. Oh, that's cool. So 5 silver of colored chalk. So Tipsy goes, cool, great, thanks. All right, bye. So then Tipsy leaves, and as the door closes behind him and the bell, ding, 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 then and you hear a out of Paige. Then whoop, we cut to rolling initiative for this ogre zombie and my other 3 boys. So, let me do that real quick. Ogre zombie. Okay, that's good. So, I rolled earlier for the ogre zombies hit points. That was a lot of dice I had to roll. So, it is 9d10 plus 36 for the health of the ogre zombie. Health is a funny word because ogre zombies aren't healthy. So, let me spell zombie right. Let me actually come back here to... I hope everyone's been liking my D&Me advent calendar that I'm doing. Today was Bugbear. So that was cute. We have 2 more days left for D&Me advent calendar, December. And then it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas if you celebrate that. Happy holidays if you do, and if you don't. I should keep rolling. How about that? Instead of just chatting up my cute audience. Wink. Okay. To the beginning. So, Onyx, we'll roll. 5. That's not great. 5 plus 0 initiative. That's even worse. Rock. We'll roll. 13 plus 2. That's 15. That's much better. And then Tut. We'll roll a 5 plus... Oh, that's a 3 plus 3. 6. Which is not great either. However,
Oh boy, that's gonna fall. I don't feel good about that. I'll put that right there. 6. So, of the good guys, Rock goes first, Toot Toot goes second, Onyx goes third. 15, 6, and 5. So, with the ogre zombie lifting up its morning star, which is like a mace with jags, and you can see this ogre zombie has half a face and like giant chunks of its flesh ripped out, and you see like rib cage and rotting meat underneath it. So Rock goes, oh well, that's not good, and then he will do mage armor on himself because he's learning. I'm learning. Mage armor. Magic. So mage armor makes his AC 15 now. So he will cast that as an action. 15 AC I'm writing down because he has 9 hit points. So that's his action. Bonus action. Can he do anything? Nope. And so then he will spread out a little bit because they are behind a... Where's my scrap piece of paper for that? Oh boy. Boy howdy. Alright, I have a scrap piece of paper. Watch it be in a random page. Not in my page. No, hold on. That's the problem with clever names, then. Okay, this page is important, so. Golly. Where could it be? I just have it. Oh, maybe it's under this. I don't fucking know. Alright, I'll just use... Oh! It was my bookmark for the player's handbook to talk about alignments. Which, again, I mean, we're starting combat, but let me know what you think about alignments in the chat. So, that was a snowman fight. Now we have the ogre zombie. We have a road. And I'm trying to figure out, like, if I can have a tablet or something so I can draw on Twitch and have it for the YouTube video so that y'all can see this too. But right now, that's half a cart. Toot Toot bumped into it, so he's kind of in front and in the road. And then Onyx and Rock are kind of behind it. So Rock will... The ogre zombie, just to make things always easy, I have everything pretty much 30 feet away. So Rock, I will have kind of go and take cover. He will cross the road, making a wide arc away from the ogre zombie, and then into the trees on the right side of the road. So he will be kind of hidden. Just... and then side swipes into... the trees, so that'll be his movement. So that's good. And then Toot Toot. Let's see. He will use Dissonant Whispers. Oh. You know what? I gave... So, Toot Toot gave both Rock and Onyx Bardic Inspiration to use. And the mechanics of Bardic Inspiration is that it expires after 10 minutes. And I said that they were walking for a while. I don't remember if I said it a couple hours or if I thought it. But each Rock and Onyx have a Bardic Inspiration. Because they'll still be able to use it. So that's good. Then Toot Toot will use Dissonant Whispers. What does that mean? So. Oh, nice. that would be great if it works. What a mantra for D&D. Cool. So I don't have any. I'm trying to think of a song, but it didn't. So the Mannheim Steamroller Orchestra will have that song, that really cool song, start playing in the background. So it's like a the Valkyrie kind of. Well, dang, I need to find Mannheim Steamroller. I bet it's not Steamroller. Mannheim Steam. Oh, it is Steamroller. Carol of the Bells by Mannheim Steamroller. So this is playing in the background. It's not very good quality on my computer, but so that's starting to play in the background. So then with that, Toot Toot casts Dissonant Whispers at the Ogre Zombie. 60 feet away. Good. And then the Ogre Zombie needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. So I promise that's not good, because it's a dumb Ogre Zombie. So 13 plus 0 does not go over Toot Toot's 14 spell save DC. So that's great. So that is 3d6 psychic damage, and it uses its reaction to move as far as its speed allows from you away. That'll be wonderful. So 3d6. Hey, good roll. So 3, 3, and a 6. So 12 altogether. So that really big number minus 12. Okay. Oh, no. I did that math wrong. Great. So with that, then the zombie ogre, its half face, like, as this awesome epic music is playing, and you see, like, the inside of the jaw as, like, flesh is just dangling down its neck, and it roars in pain, and then it is swinging blindly, stepping backwards. Its movement speed, which is not Mannheim Steamroller, movement speed 30 feet. It uses its reaction to, like, clamber into the trees and kind of going diagonally backwards, back where it came from, another 30 feet. That's good. And then let's see, that is its reaction, and then it's back to, well, now it is Onyx's turn, who Onyx is always just a run up and hit him boy. So let's see what he can do. Onyx. He will do something that he's never done before. I like it, because he is half disappointed, half inspired by the frosty snow golem, who was regaining hit points from ice stuff. And so he, like, again grasps his ice anchor from his back clasps, and then charges kind of to where the zombie ogre was, because Onyx only has 25 feet of movement. Nope, 30. So he will go out from behind the cart and pretty much go where the zombie ogre was. And as he gets his ice anchor, then you see this, with every step, then, like, snow starts to fall from Onyx himself, as then with every step, like, pretty much a cool anime armor scene where, like, his ankle, like, his foot gets encased in ice, and, like, his calf, and then his upper leg, and with every step, and he is encased in, like, this runic spellbound ice armor. And that is his movement. His action is to get the armor, and then with his bonus action, he would like to rage. And so with this no, Onyx would and he will rage in this very cool holiday inspired deal. And so that, I believe, is it. So now the Ogre Zombie's turn, who is last in the initiative with a 2, kind of lands back 30 feet away from Toot Toot and shakes his half head, closing the one eye and just... and he will, getting his senses again, then he will charge back forward. I'll mark that dissonant whispers off. He will charge back forward to this small, even though he's 5'1", which is tall for a dwarf, small being right where the ogre zombie was. And this dumb ogre zombie will roll to hit Onyx. 11 plus 6 to hit. Christ. So, yeah, a 17 will hit Onyx's 14 armor class. And so that's 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage. Well, that's not nice. All right, one of you and one of you. 2d8 plus 4. Oh, God. 3 plus 7. That's 10 plus 4. 14. 14 damage. Going to the back of the book. Okay. So, 14. Onyx has 18 hit points left from the Frosty battle. But, so as these two titans, one titaness, the other teeniness, they both charge at each other. The ogre zombie and then slams his morning star down into Onyx, but hits like this breastplate, which is Zent breastplate underneath, and then the ice armor on top, and then like these runes around it, these magical scribblings like charge up and then go blast outward. And this ogre zombie like shards. The armor like hovers off of Onyx's chest and then like magnetic shrapnel into the zombie ogre's chest. And the armor of Agathis, spectral frost cover, adds 10 temporary hit points, and then it's 10 cold damage if it hits with melee attacks while they have these points. So that 14 damage is only 4 damage to Onyx proper, because the armor of Agathis took the other 10 and gave out 10 ice damage, cold damage to the ogre zombie. And you do see the shards like penetrate and cut into him, so it looks very much like he fallen onto a like crashed through a window and fallen into like a broken panel of glass. So he has all these shards sticking out of him. So they do hit, unlike Frosty, where that was bad stuff. So it is the top of the order. So it is Rock, who now will do something. Dun, 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 dun. Oh! He will... Let's see. What does the Hat of Wizardry do again? You can try and cast a cantrip you don't know. Cool. Let's try and cast a cantrip he doesn't know. So... he knows of the whole wizard spell list, but can he... Let's see. Let's see what would be best in this case. Oh, I don't have that. I don't have that. Oh, boy. I want to look at... because if he doesn't have it, then I technically don't... Wizard spells... Yeah, if he doesn't know the spell, then I don't have the description of him, so... Cantrip. There we go. Okay. Ooh. Oh, thick. Thick. Oh, and it's also... Oh, so that's not a... Oh, well. Oh, okay. Well, that's not amazing. But also, these are cantrips, so... It's not a lot of... Okay, cool. He will try to do... Well, I want to see if there's anything more fun than that. God damn it. Oh. Cool. So, neat. I like that a lot. So, Rock, hidden in his tree cover, he will, like, look up at his Hat of Wizardry and go, now is the time. And he will roll Arcana to see if the hat even works. With an 18... With a natural 18, then plus 6, so 24, it super works. So, Rock from the tree cover looks up and can't think of a clever Christmas song that is appropriate for this, but he will cast Toll the Dead, which is a necromantic cantrip at the Ogre Troll. You point out one creature you can see within range, and the sound of a... Oh, there it is. You hear... Doom, doom, silver bells, doom. But it's like this otherworldly, godly, like it rings throughout the whole... Yes, that's amazing. So you hear dun 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 silver bells, like this godly voice ringing throughout the forest, and sound of bells fills the air for a moment. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. Again, not great, or take 1d8 necrotic damage if the target is missing any of its hit points. Which, I mean, it's dead first of all, so that's probably something. It missed original hit points, but he's missing 22 health right now. So, yes. It instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage. So, Toll the Dead. Doom, 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 silver bells. And the zombie ogre. I keep saying ogre zombie or zombie ogre. It's both, y'all. It's fine. Wisdom saving throw. 14 plus 0. Dang it, I think it meets it. If it meets it, it beats it. So, yeah, it is 14. Dang it. That would have been amazing, though. So, it does nothing mechanically. He doesn't take any damage, but it's just the soundscape is legit. And with every dong, then like an avatar burst of wind like radiates, blowing some of the snow off of the trees, like raining. It was really cool. It didn't work, but it was really cool. Now, so that is, and then you see the hat of wizardry kind of just crumble in on itself a little bit, because it is now, it's expended its charge for today. I need to make a note in my limited resources of now he has a hat of wizardry. So I need to know all the other. That's future Victor's problem. So that is Rock. Now Toot Toot. Did he do Dissonant Whispers last time? Yes, he did. So now, Interesting. Toot Toot needs more, like, beat-em-ups. Dissonant Whispers was pretty good, though. He'll do another Dissonant Whispers, just I'm at level 2. So, Toot Toot, who's still back at the cart, will see Rock rocking out with the and Toot Toot will now step forward and do oh boy. So he will step forward and he will start low and go, "It was almost Fayday time, there I stood in another line, trying to buy that last gift or two, not really in the Fayday mood. Standing right in front of me was a little boy waiting anxiously, pacing around like little boys do." And then he gathers up this golden this golden mote of magical energy, and then he goes, "In his hands he held a pair of boots." And so then that mote of energy like separates and then starts forming into very D&D ass fantasy boots. His clothes were worn and old, he was dirty from head to toe, and when it came to pay, I couldn't believe what I heard him say. And then he will cast Dissonant Whispers. I can feel the heat radiating off of my mom from upstairs, who hates that song with a passion, and it's such a bad song, so what the hell, why not? So Dissonant Whispers cast at 2nd level. How does that? Is it more damage? Hopefully. 234. I'm so glad I numbered my notes so that I could just flip right to it. Dissonant Whispers increases by 1d6, so that'll be 4d6 psychic damage if it hits, but the thing needs to make a wisdom saving throw, correct? Yes, which again, it's not its strong suit because it just has 0. Damn it! That's 16! Fuck! That would have been so good! So, damn it! The zombie ogre's just rolling high. Damn it! That would have been great. So, the zombie ogre then sticks its fingers, well, some of its fingers in one of its ear and goes, "No, I hate that song." Damn it! Fine, whatever. And then Toot Toot, who sees an unwilling audience, goes, "Well, I'm just going to sing the rest of it to myself. Actually, it's a really bad song. Never mind. I don't want it. No!" Now it's Onyx's turn, who Onyx kind of looks around a little bit with just a tear running down. He looks back at Toot Toot with the tear running down. It's a sad song. And then with this, he will hit the zombie ogre with the ice anchor. 4 plus 6, and the zombie ogre has an armor class of 8. Thank Christ. So, that's all that bad damage. And he's raging. He didn't reckless attack, so that'll be good because I don't want him to get creamed in the next one. So, I don't know why I rolled that one, but it's not. 2d6, so that's a 6 and a 4, so that's 10 plus 2, 12, plus 2 ice damage, 14 plus 4, 18 plus 2 rage damage, so 20. My out loud math is a lot better, y'all. Sometimes I dyslexicate right up, but one of my heaviest dyslexic symptoms is me reading either words or letters or numbers out loud. Like, there's a connection from it going into my eyes and then in my head and then out my mouth where it all jumbles up. So I'm getting a lot better at it. So with 20 damage, then he swipes at like this half missing leg, and so he kind of smashes his ice anchor, and then the fluke digs into that good leg meat and kind of tears it up. Ooh, I wonder what trophy we'll get out of this. But tears it up and then just takes a big old chunk out of it, and then the zombie goes and like kind of favors one leg now. Which then is the ogre zombie's turn. This will not be good for the dwarf. He will hit. Oh, I should have done. That's fine. I'll have hopefully more rounds. So this zombie ogre, with Onyx right in front of him, will roll a 3. Plus 6 to hit, that's 9, not meeting Onyx's 14 armor class, so... And then misses Onyx because of the blinding pain that his leg just went down. And then he just... This morning star hits the ground next to Onyx and sprays dirt and snow, dirty snow up in the air. And when we cut to like a wider angle, a 2-shot of Onyx and the morning star is like 4/5 of Onyx size. So Onyx looks over. Ugh. So that didn't hit, thank goodness. And then the zombie ogre doesn't have any bonus actions and doesn't want to move because he is involved in this. So then Rock will... Let's see. What can he do? What can a man do? That's kind of Christmassy. What does a man do? From Assassins, which is by the very recently late Stephen Sondheim, where Mario Batali, nope, not Mario Lopez either, Mario Cantone, yeah, where Mario Cantone sings a song, and he's dressed as like a mall Santa. That was a very interesting pool that I just did. But what can an orc do? So he will... Can you cast a cantrip in an actual spell slot? I don't think so. I don't think that's how magic do. Because Ray of Frost could hit, but that's little damage because it's a... No. He will do Magic Missile again at 2nd level because that worked very well. So do. That's 4d4 plus 4 instant damage. Okay, so 4 plus all this. This is a 2, so 6. 1, 7, 1, damn it, 8. And then I roll another one. 8 plus 1, 9. That was not great. So 9 damage. It's better than nothing. Not by a lot, so. But at this point, the ogre zombie, who had some very bad rolls when it counted, is like more of like swaths of flesh and muscle are swathing off of him, and he is looking more zombie-like as time goes, because like you can see more bones underneath and more just green muscle, rotting flesh underneath, because he's taken a lot of damage, so he's looking pretty bad now, which is good. He looked pretty bad in the first place, so that's rock, and then he can't do anything. Look, he has not taken damage in two combats so far, so he's learning. That's great. And then Toot is taking his distance also, so he will Toot will do vicious mockery at Toot. Oh, okay, great. So, oh, did I close out of it? This is not the time to close out of what I want to do. So he will step forward just 5 feet. Not enough to make any real. He steps forward more for dramatic purposes than game mechanics. So he will step forward 5 feet, because I said. And with vicious mockery, that is a string of insults. However, he says, like I was saying, so I want to buy these boots for my mama, please, 'cause this ogre zombie has brains the size of cheese. No, brains with holes the size... No, something Swiss cheese brain hole. It's Fayday Eve, and these boots are just her size. And guess what? Another wisdom saving throw for the zombie ogre. 15! God damn it! That die needs to stop. When I threw it in... when I threw it with the rest of the die, then it popped up a natural 20. So it could just eat my whole... No. It's Fayday, so... then... So... It... The magic swarth, like the magic golden energy boots come back into view, and they are refining and solidifying down into, like, you can see the details, because boots are magical items and actual pieces of clothing in D&Me, in D&D. So you can see those, and then they're like floating towards the zombie ogre, and then you can see the zombie ogre like shake its half head again, and then another tear going down Onyx's face, and then they fizzle out. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says they're not that. You know what? Fuck this. So, if fail. Oh! Wait, no. If fail. If it fails the wisdom saving throw, not if I failed. Alright, whatever. So that's Toot. Who is that? And then Onyx, now sniffling. What about those boots? Hits him again. So Onyx will roll reckless damage, reckless attack, because he is sad for that kid in that song. So, oh, that's great, because one was a natural 1, and the other one is an 18 plus 6, 24. So, let me get all them good old damages back. I will do this one this time. So, 2d6, that is a 5 and a 2, 7 plus 2, 9, 1d4 ice damage, 9 plus, god damn it, I dropped it, so 3. We'll say that that's what that was. 9 plus 3, 12, plus 4, 16, plus 2, 18. 18. Great. They're chipping away at it. 18. And then Onyx just he takes the ice anchor and then stares up at the ogre zombie. You didn't buy him those boots! Ah! And then chucks away, like, goes through the leg that he was originally working on, and then the ice anchor breaks that leg and then goes into the next leg halfway, and it's kind of stuck, and Onyx is yanking at it. And so then the ogre zombie, in his last little... this is narratively very good, because with his last... He's very bloodied now, if he had blood, but he doesn't. So, since Onyx used a reckless attack, then the ogre zombie gets advantage on his attack against Onyx, and he's like right up close, so that's good. Narratively. Okay, that's a natural 1, but then a 14. And this 14 is the wisdom saving one die. So that does hit Onyx's armor class. So the Morning Star, he was kind of leaning up against it as he was going down, and so then he digs it up out of the dirt and then clocks Onyx over the face. So that's 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage, which is not bad this late in the game. Plus 4, a 1 and a 5 plus 4. 6, so only 10. Whew, that's good. Only 10 damage, but Onyx is down to 4 hit points. He is in Rock's chair, because normally the barbarian's the tank. So again, Onyx has 43 hit points, so now he's down to 4. So that hit connects, and it's back up to the top of the round with Rock, who can see that now Onyx is very bloody, but he can see that the ogre zombie is very bloody. So, with... Make it good, Rock, make it good. Make it good. Don't make it boring, because I could do Magic Missile again, but I want to do something different. Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. Whose turn is it? Oh, Brock's turn. Okay, so yeah, he's inspired by this icy battle so far. So Rock will focus and then do. So this shooting star, this silvery shooting star, ray shoots out of Rock's finger at the ogre zombie, and this ray of frost, range spell attack, if it hits, then so he rolls. It's a cantrip range spell attack, so that's whatever this is plus 6, so an 8 plus 6. That meets the ogre zombie's 8 armor class. So if hit, 1d8 cold damage, and the speed is reduced by 10 until the next turn, but that doesn't really matter. 1d8. Let's roll Rocks. 1d8. 4. So 4 damage. And at this, then the silvery, like, shooting star. That's a song, huh? Star of Bethlehem. Star of Bethlehem. Oh, I don't fucking know that. Jesus. So it shoots across from the tree cover and then into the empty half of the face. Like, it meets up against the half that is still there. So, like, ice freezes that exposed meat, and you see the jaw unable to move because it's, like, locked into place because it's frozen. So that's cool. And then Toot Toot now, stepping forward, will do something. Cool. Well, it's cool. And so then Toot Toot is stepping forward some more, and he he resummons the golden boots, and then he goes, It's Payday Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. And I want her to look beautiful if Mama meets... What's a god? Tiamat tonight. And then he will cast Shatter at level 2. And then using the frozen meatsicle of his face and then the undead like bones within the zombie ogre, then he will use Shatter, which is a Constitution saving throw on the ogre zombie's part. Oh, whoops. That's a +4 to whatever he rolls. So, oopsie daisies. Oh, well. A 19 +4. Oh, a 23. Toot, just... My mom doesn't want this song to happen, and narrative doesn't want this song to happen. So... with Shatter, then the boots kind of go up, and he still though takes half damage from that. So 3d8 thunder damage halved. So he still gets some damage. So hopefully this is the end. So as the Constitution saving throw succeeds, then the boots solidify into this opaque golden magic and then zoom up to the head, and then one of them tries to kick, but it just whiffs and then dissipates, and with the other one that's half damage. So 8 + 2 + 5 15 divided by 2 and rounded down, so that's 7 points of damage. And with that, then, as the golden boot of energy kicks into the ogre zombie's frozen food aisle half face, then you can just hear, and I know these boots would make her smile. Now a headless torso of this ogre zombie falls onto the rest of its one good leg and then just topples to Onyx's side. And the Mannheim Steamroller, the Silvery Bells, and the Christmas Boots all silence as stillness goes through the forest. And that's when we'll take our break. That's very good. I am gonna... My water bottle's actually good, and I don't need to use the restroom, but we do breaks now. So I will be right back. Thank you so much for joining me. I love D&Me, and this holiday episode is turning out superbly. So enjoy my new theatrical reel and voiceover reel. See ya. I mean, I hate to bring it up because you're upset and all, but why exactly are we going to cut up a bloodstained carpet? Is somebody we know the pot calling the kettle black? It wasn't doing anybody any good 6 feet under the ground. And don't think I didn't consult Savini about the specifics. It is his baby. He gave me detailed instructions on how to remove a few of the Rice Krispies, and you don't really want to hear that. Of course not! Well, yeah, actually. He donated his remains to science fiction. Don't think I'll ever forget it.
Great. Just so you guys know, there's no group sex. Okay, fine, group sex.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, that's how we made these cool little peace thingies.
Civil War general, you must know how to fight?
Sure. Poverty, sexism, social injustice.
There's only one thing we can do.
Group sex, right? No.
We'll fight then.
I am looking for,
Brian, he's not here today. Sorry, we can't give that out. You could leave him a note. I think he works again next week.
Nice to meet you. It'll be good not to be the new kid. A little over a month.
How about we start with the lab? Really incredible stuff.
I know. They seem like fairy tales, right? Way further off. I was shocked to find out how far along they were, too. Phase 1? It was tiny. 30? Yeah. It's no way to do large science, but for the company's purposes, I guess it was fine. I mean, they already knew the drug worked. I don't know. I'm new here too, remember? Nobody tells me anything I don't need to know. Here is the break room. Best snacks in the building. Jack? Looking for you, actually. What are you doing on my computer, Jack? I don't have access to any archival stuff. Plus, it wouldn't be on this computer. I mean, the server? Probably need to go through HR to... I was just needing to finish this round.
Get out!
Of course. Well, here's the conquering hero back from the wars. How was it? You look like you went pretty hard. Really leaning into the Vegas thing, huh? Well, pound some coffee, my man. Max has called us all into the bullpen. He just got in. Big announcement, looks like. Shit's moving, man. Now. See you in there. You need me? Holy shit. What happened? From shut-eye? Yeah, his pupils look normal. Where'd he hit? No blood. He'll probably have a crick in his neck from the way you had him lying. For what? His headache? Jack! Jack! Jack!
Fine.
Are we gonna talk about my department? Jesus. Max,
Thank you so much, Eddie.
You're welcome. His pulse is a little high. How you feeling, Jack? Cassandra?
Yes?
You can all go to hell.
Hey, everybody. I'm back. It's hard with that one because, again, I can't hear the intermissions, but I see the little, like, audio things going, and so I have to go, you can all go to hell. And I'm like, oh, so. Welcome back. I'll stall a little bit for those of you using the restroom. I do want to read the chat out loud because it's very funny because my parents are amazing and very funny. So, at 8:18 Dodie or something, my mom says that goddamn song. So I imagine that's when Christmas boots started happening. And then my dad, Angelito Lo Guapo, says, yes, Mom is radiating heat from the song. My mom, this song gives me psychic damage. And then my mom also, we all get damage with this song, and it needs to kill this beastie already. So that's very good. And then also, my mom asked, is Onyx's runic armor only a one-shot deal? So yes, Armor of Agathis is a temporary armor, so it gives you plus 10 temporary hit points, and whoever has it, when the temporary hit points are still up, get hit with 10 points of cold damage. So it would have been very bad if Onyx used it for the Frosty fight, which I did think about, but that would have not been good. So yes, but he will not get it back until they take a long rest. So, with that, the Ogre zombie is down, and we will cut to Tipsy, who is nose deep back at his desk in the book, and he will go, okay, so then the bottom, the heel for reflexology, that's the lower back and gluteal area. The butt. It's kind of the lower back and gluteal area. That's definitely the butt. The sacrum. And then he looks at this one spot on the left sole, which is like this tiny little dot about 3 inches, say, into the curve of the foot. And then he goes, that's for the rectum. And then he presses it on his own foot, and then like he shoots up his head a little bit. And then Leaf floats in, and then Tipsy goes, Leaf, I'll be right back, but the colored chalk is... and then he scurries off into the bathroom. That's so silly. Oh, okay, y'all. There's a bladder and a ureter. What the hell is that? But there's also the descending colon and the small intestine and ascending colon. Like spots on your feet for reflexology. So that's bonkers. Who'd have thought? So then we pan over to see Leaf looking down at this burlap sack of colored chalk, and his face lights up. So then we cut back over to the forest where
Onyx, even though he's like limping and he's holding his chest in because he is very bad off, then he will roll to see if he can get anything good out of this zombie ogre. Which technically, for Frosty, the hat was the only thing, like, and a stick. So, Onyx didn't care. So, Onyx will roll, let's say, investigation or nature. Or medicine. Whatever's fun. So, that's kind of what I was thinking and hoping, but narrative helped me with this. So, a 4 plus, let's see, 1. Yep, so a 4 plus 1, a 5. Then just Onyx is like holding his chest in with one hand and then sniffing and wiping his nose with the other one because of the sad song. And he's scouring over this rotting, putrid, like, scattered body of this zombie ogre. And then after like 5 minutes, he huffs because he can't find anything. And he goes, I guess we found it. Do we? There's no head left. But do we take anything to prove that we did it? And then Toot Toot says, I mean, I'm sure our word would be good for Spanish mustache, but, and then at that, with the remaining weak strength in Onyx, then he takes his ice anchor and then just thwomps the body over and over and turning it into like this, again, disgusting paste and cracking the bones and mortaring and pestling this zombie ogre into the dirt, which is really gross. But Rock goes, gentlemen, it is getting dark. And I know we are... Oh, they had bardic inspiration. Oh, well, I don't think that caused anything. I need, like, a marker or something. Like not a marker like a drawing, but a talisman, a token of going, they have inspiration. So, oh, well, by this time it definitely fades. So, Rock goes, we'll erase that later, I guess. Rock goes, it is getting dark, gentlemen. Do we head back? Or would it be perhaps safer to go into the woods to camp? Is that a thing you can do, Onyx?
Yeah, I can do that. These logs will actually help in this part of a cart. This half of a cart. Can we find the other half?
And then the three boys will roll to see if they can find like the other half of the cart. So that'll be investigation. 13, 11, and 9. So Rock's 13, which narratively goes very well. Onyx is 13 plus a 1 investigation, so 14, and then Rock had a 11 plus 6, so 17. So they find like a concerning 100 feet away the other half of the cart. So they kind of drag the pieces together, but off of the road into the forest to make this little ramshackle kind of lean-to a little bit, but it's a little bit of shelter, and Onyx has Outlander and Wanderer, so he's good. He's in his element out in the forest. So I will just roll a for funsies survival check to see how well he sets up this camp. Well, with a 7 plus 4, 11, that's not bad. It's not great. He's distracted by not having a trophy. So he half-heartedly like throws with his strength the like cart half over, and like as he turns to work on the other half, then like it falls over, and then Toot Toot and Rock help like stand it back up and then support it so that it doesn't topple over. So after a while, they have this pretty passable campsite where Toot Toot and Rock are in one cart half, and then Onyx is brooding in the other cart half, and in front of them is a fire. Toot Toot bought a tinderbox from Common Goods, so he will definitely help with the fire if the other ones can't do like fire magic or something. Yeah, you know what? So Toot Toot with his proud new tinderbox. See, I bring things back together. It's all connected. Toot Toot will start the fire. We had a fire last night, y'all. We burned a lot of incriminating, not evidence, but just like tax records or whatever. And it was a very good fire. And then we turned it into like a wood burning fire. So we're good. This is all just a joke. This is a joke stream, everybody. Don't worry about it. Mind your own goddamn business. Happy holidays. So Toot Toot with his tinderbox makes a fire, and then Onyx kind of takes over after a while and is making sure that like he calms down and he gets his wits about him. And then Toot Toot actually goes, because I was in Rock's register, and so I had to go to Toot Toot's register. So Rock is up here, and then Toot Toot is so that's part of my trigger to get into their voice. But Toot Toot goes, interestingly, at one point I was brought up around campfires and bonfires, and I grew to despise is a strong word, but to shy away from campfires. But then when I went to my one of my continents in my section of this world, then I met up with a group of bards. So that's where my love of story and song came from. And they would dance. We had campsites much like this, and they would dance and be revelrous around a campfire, but it was not only in celebration of victory in battle. It was enjoying life rather than enjoying snuffing out of life. So I've come to love and then ultimately respect campfires. And then he absent-mindedly reaches his hand underneath his neck, and you can't really see it from underneath the tusks and trunk, but he's running his finger around the outline of the pan flute that he wears as a necklace. Ultimately learn to love and respect fire, so this is, I believe, our first fire together as an adventuring party. Not counting fires in the yawning portal in those honestly gaudy mantles, but alas. And then silence falls over the campfire, and you can just hear the crackling. An occasional pop or two of the campfire. Well, gentlemen, I'm sure Tipsy is fine. We had a busy day today, and we did good for Spanish moss tree and mustache, and Woodrow the Woodwode. Woodrow the Woodwode, Woodrow the Woodwode, Woodrow the Woodwode. And then Rock goes, Woodrow the Woodwode, Woodrow the Woodwode, Woodrow the Woodwode. Did it. And then Onyx says, what was his name again? Oh, Onyx, you are delightful. You are growing on me. And then Rock pipes up,
Actually, Onyx, yes. How do you know Elvish? Who was the elf in your life who taught you Elvish? Onyx is staring into the fire.
This is one of those stories that I'm eventually going to tell you, Toot Toot, but his name was Fenquin, and I didn't know my parents, so I was raised in an orphanage. And then it wasn't a good orphanage. The humans running it would beat us and barely feed us, and it was real bad. I didn't like it, but I was handling it better than some. And one day Fenquin, who was this scrawny little runt of an elf, he came in, and the humans would beat him up too much, to unconsciousness, and one night I said fuck it, so I helped Fenquin escape, and I might have taken out a human or two. From that point on, I had a distrust of humans. Except Durnan. I like Durnan. And Floon's pretty good, because he... And then Onyx pulls out one of his random bottles of booze from the Skewered Dragon, which I have to roll for. He has 3 random bottles of boozes from the Skewered Dragon. It is a 1d10 to see how full it is. 1d10. Okay. So it only has a third left. But let's see how good it is. A d10 to see how full it is, and a d20 to see how good it is. With a 7, it's not good. It's not great. It's for the holiday theme. It is a third of a bottle of peppermint schnapps. So he takes it out of his bag and takes the cork out of it with his teeth, and then takes a couple big swigs, and then offers it up to Rock. And then Rock goes, and then he takes it and sniffs it and does the recoil. Whew, whoa, that's strong. Mm-hmm. And then Rock, more in the spirit in which this spirit was presented, then he takes a swig, and then immediately, and then passes it to Toot Toot, and then Toot Toot takes he takes a polite swig also. But he handles it better and then passes it over to Onyx, who takes another 2 swigs. Yeah, Floon's pretty good because he's more me, and Tipsy's like level. But yeah. And then after a while, like, we ran into the forest, and then Onyx looks up at the trees that have some snow on them. And then we were out there for weeks or months, I don't know. And then after a while, then Fenquin wanted to, like, be in a city instead of woods. So, I helped him find a good city to be in. But, I like the woods better, because people wouldn't stare at me and call me like a freak and stuff. So I went back in the woods, and then Rock actually, and then Onyx bends over to his satchel and then takes out Raccoon Beard's mystery note, which has these red-orange symbols on them that Onyx showed Tipsy earlier, but Tipsy couldn't read it and suggested the following. He hands it over to Rock and goes, Can you read this? Because then when I went back into the forest, then I found Raccoon Beard, who's my mentor. He was really good. But then after a while,
he disappeared, and all he left with is a note. So can you read it, please? And you could see some pain in that please. And Rock picks up the note, and he just looks over it, and it's full of these symbols and runes and magic. It's just he can't make heads or tails out of it, but he will cast comprehend language. He will, instead of casting it ritually, he will just cast it regularly. So that will take up a spell slot, but they're winding down for the night, so he can afford it. Look at my dry erase limited resources page. The ogre zombie had 88 hit points, which was a lot of hit points. So, and then Rock will cast Detect Magic on Raccoonbeard's mystery note. Literal meaning of spoken language heard or written language seen and touched. 1 minute per page, so only 1 minute. Then Rock looks and goes, this isn't a note. It doesn't have words per se like a Dear Onyx situation, but it's numbers and it looks like location. Oh, these might be coordinates. These might be coordinates, Onyx, and I don't know exactly where it leads to, but I certainly know, because Rock does literally have a trait which is called Researcher, that if you don't know the information, you know where to get it from. Where and from whom you can get it. So, I mean, he has a whole resource in page, but he goes, when we get back, we can definitely go over to Bookworm's Treasure and talk to the proprietor there, and a long conversation. But we can definitely find where this goes, because I'm afraid, just thinking it out right now, if these are coordinates for where you came from originally, or if it's something we can travel to here in Faerun and in Waterdeep, or Onyx, there is magics that I can get when I know more, and when we level up, as it were, that I can transport us or teleport us, or they're different spells. That is, and then he looks over at Toot Toot, that is how we got here. There was a teleport or a plane shift spell. That is how we all came together. So maybe I could do the same to try and find Raccoonbeard for you. Or there's even more advanced magic where I could, if you tell me a lot about him, then I could try and find Raccoonbeard through scry, or I could talk to him through message or sending. Or Onyx, Rock says over the shifting air above the campfire, I can help you with this. And we can find out what happened to Raccoonbeard. We can find out what happened to Fengquin. We can find out what happened to your parents, perhaps. I bet you've felt pretty alone recently, with all these people leaving your life. I am sorry for that. And Onyx, who was staring into the flames, looks up. And Onyx isn't great with eye contact, but he makes eye contact with Rock right now. And then looks over at Toot Toot, who is sitting, who's kind of leaning back, but sitting up straight and watching as all this goes down. Onyx, we will absolutely help you out. Because there are some mysteries in my past that I would like your assistances with as well. There's so much to explore. But, Onyx, we got your fucking back. And then Onyx, thanks, guys. And then he finishes, he drinks the rest of the peppermint schnapps. You're welcome. And then they just stare into the fire, all three of them. And as the world warms up at the end of... Oh, what the hell is that calendar? At the end of Shay, but like at the end of winter, then even though it's getting warmer and the forest is cold, it feels less cold around the campfire and with the warmth of friendship. So they're doing that, and then they find themselves going to sleep. And then, after some time of darkness, then Toot Toot hears, "Piper, don't do that, you will wake him." And Toot Toot feels small fingers on his neck. And then Toot Toot, his eyes snap open, and in front of him he sees this small woman, thin-framed, long, straight, yellow blonde hair, floating in the air. And then she has this big grin on her face, and her hand is touching the outline of the pan flute. And Toot Toot, and then he like scurries backwards, like he jolts upwards and like moves back. And it's very early morning. It's the dark before the sunrise. It's colder now because the fire is out. The other two, Rock and Onyx, are sleeping, and he looks around the campfire and he sees the petite woman floating where Toot Toot was lying, and then three more figures. And the voice comes out again going, "See, look, you woke him." And he looks over to where the voice is coming from, and floating in the air also is this woman who has long flowing red hair that's gently drifting in no breeze, curvaceous. The red hair looks almost like autumn leaves going down, and it's just floating there. And she is a buxom woman, taller. And then over Onyx, then he can see another woman, thin build, with darker hair, but she is wearing this revealing tight dress that looks like it's moving, and she has this wicked grin on her face. The red-haired one has a slight smile, but is not as Cheshire cat as the one over Toot Toot and the one over Onyx. And then on the other side, a curvy woman also is floating over Rock. And as he takes a look, then these women are floating. It's unnerving. And the red-haired woman says, "Well, Amber, Blake, you might as well wake the other ones." And then Blake, who is the one over Rock, who has blonde hair and really defined dimples, and is wearing like that Victorian ruffle around her neck, but they are made out of flower petals, large flower petals, and it looks like she stuck her head into a flower. And she's wearing tight, revealing outfits made out of leaves and petals in a design. And she gently runs her fingers down Rock's face with a friendly smile where the other ones are a little malicious. Runs her fingers down her face, and Rock, Oh my. And then Rock wakes up, and then Amber on this side does the same, but except instead of using the back of her fingers to run down her face, then she almost claws down the face gently, but also purposefully runs her fingernails down Onyx's face, and Onyx like starts open, and then Amber, with her face very close to Onyx, she like bites at Onyx, and Onyx face contorted in confusion. Then the head woman, the redhead, kind of floats upward and goes, "Fairy, now you are all awake. Good morning." And Tutu goes, "What is going on?" "Oh, my dear. You," and then she gestures at Rock. "You look like an intellectual. What day's today?" And then Rock, like, not stumbling, but like patting his hands around to grab his glasses and puts them on his bridge of his nose and looks up. It is shade 19. It is Fay Day. That is correct. It is Fay Day. And we... And then she gestures around to the 4 floating women. "Can you make a guess?" Rock, stunned, says, "You are Fay." "Not only that, but you may call me Fay Reagan." And she straightens up, and she's this beautiful figure. Again, her hair's floating, just every shade of red, and it's voluptuous and voluminous. And all 4 of them are wearing these tight, revealing, a little too revealing outfits. And she's there, and she is lovely, but also it's unsettling, like unnatural beauty. Not like plastic surgery, but just it's like photoshopped almost, where you can see no pores, and she looks too good, like unnaturally good. "I am Fay Reagan. And can I have your names?" And then Rock goes, and then Tutu, "No." And then he leans forward in a jerk and, "You may not have our names. I know the stories of Fay, and how your words can be taken quite literally." And Fay Reagan smiles. "Oh, good, this will be fun. Yes, words can be taken quite literally." And then Tutu, whose arm is extended still towards Rock. "From where I come from, it is more impolite to have pleasantries without knowing what we may call each other. You offered up your name first, Fay Reagan, so I would like to say that you may call me Toot Toot the Loxodon Bard." And then he looks pointedly at Rock, and then Rock, who is looking up at Fay Reagan, but then also like jolts to the side because he sees Blake behind him and Amber in front, and then Piper floating to his left. "You may call me Rock the Purple." And then both of them look over at Onyx. "I'm Onyx." And then Rock and Toot Toot like open their eyes a little bit more. The dwarf barbarian. And then Fay Reagan, who's there. And then the other 3 ladies are like repositioning themselves in the air, kind of to make a diamond encompassing the 3 lads. But Fay Reagan looks now sternly at the 3 boys, and she goes, "Nicknames, stage names, and half names, half truths. This is not substantial. This is not
satisfying. But the game has begun, so I understand. You may call me Faye Reagan this. She gestures over to the darker-haired, thin frame over Onyx. This is Amber Rain, and sure enough, you can see that her dress is moving because it looks like it's a perpetual waterfall of dark crimson liquid that drip down, and the frills, like the edge of the bottom of her dress, drip into the snow, but like disappearing ink as soon as the dark red liquid hits the ground, then it disappears. This is Amber Rain. And then she gestures across the way from her to this little petite pixie. This is Piper Perry. And Piper is the smallest of the bunch, and she's the thinnest. And she kind of straightens up from her horizontal position and is floating elegantly and playfully. And her dress kind of looks like if you take a honeysuckle flower and then just make it into a dress. So she, like, it matching her yellow blonde hair, the petals of her dress flow downward and curve upward, and she smiles this really big smile and laughs and stares over at Toot Toot, cocks her head a little bit. It's a little manic. And then she gestures over at Blake, over Rock, who's staring down at Rock, like lovingly and warm, but it's a very cold reception all around. And this is Blake Blossom. It's good to meet you all. Rock the purple, Onyx the, and then Faye gives Onyx like this disapproving look. Onyx the dwarf barbarian. And then she looks across the way. And Toot Toot the Loxodon bard. A well-rehearsed exchange of names, I see. And then Toot Toot says to Rock and Onyx, be careful what you say. We need to be extremely polite. But they will try to take more than they will ever give. So, please be very careful. And then Faye Reagan goes, excuse me, may I have your attention? And then Onyx snaps his head over, and Tutu goes, no. Faye, you may not have our attention, but we will listen. And then Faye Reagan kind of throws her head back and laughs into the air. I can't pull one over on you, Toot Toot the Loxodon bard. Well, with today beginning Faye Day, and the veil between this plane and the Feywild being the thinnest today on this, one would say, solstice, then I have a very important question for you lot. Knowing that Faye Day is filled with fairy, then why would you venture out here into the very woods where we lurk? And Toot Toot, who is taking control of this situation, kind of like shifts so that he's sitting on his knees and kind of still, his arm is still out towards Rock and the other one towards Onyx. We were helping a fellow Fae. Are Treants Fae? Is that right? Did I get that right? Treant. I believe so. Or is he a plant? Oh, he's a huge plant. Well, then where did I get Fae from? That's fine. He extends out his hands. We are assisting a friend in Waterdeep. We mean no harm to you four. And then Toot is running through his head, trying to figure out what to say next, being very careful to word everything just right.
And then under his breath, he says to Rock and Onyx, do not thank them for anything. Do not say you are sorry. Do not beg for a pardon, because that would mean that we owe them something because they gave us something. Do not ask for anything. Do not take food that they offer, but we need to appreciate their hospitality. So play this very, very carefully, boys. We honor you today, being Fay Day, perhaps for your namesake. And then Fay Reagan, standing elegant and beautiful, goes, flattery. I like this. Toot toot the Loxodon Bard. And every time she says it, it's just a little digging. Do you wish safe passage out of our forest? And then toot toot. Just a moment. He holds up one finger and talks to the boys again. Help. I don't know what to do. This is a lot, and I've never met Fae. Or Fae creatures, or fairies, but I've heard stories, and they are clever and conniving and very manipulative. So, do either of you have an idea? And then you hear Ray laughing. Nope. Ray. You hear Ray Winestone laughing. Actor of stage and screen. Very cockney Ray Winestone. No. You hear Faye laughing behind. Oh, I'm afraid, toot toot to the Loxodon Bard, that you do owe us now. Because you asked for just a moment. And we gave you, she looks over at all three ladies, just a moment. And Toot Toot goes, actually, no, I said just a moment. I did not ask for a moment. That moment was ours already, and I took it. And then Faye, floating, narrows her eyes. I see. Well, right now, I'll make a charisma saving throw for Toot Toot, because he is doing a lot of the talking. Yay, that's a good number. Toot Toot, charisma saving throw is +6. He rolled a 19, so with a 25, then Faye Reagan goes, I see that you have the gift of gab, and I appreciate that. Most mortals that we encounter are slow and dim-witted, but you have a delicious mind. I can see it already. We will leave you in peace. We have business to do in Waterdeep. We do not want to be interrupted. So, Onyx, the dwarf barbarian, Rock, the purple, and she floats just closer. Toot Toot, the Loxodon Bard. A good day is yours, so take that as well. And then she floats backwards, and then all the other three ladies just float backwards into the trees. And then Toot Toot, just nerves tense, is composing himself. Gentlemen, that was thrilling and terrifying. I say that we head back as quick as we can, talk to Spanish Master. I keep wanting to say Mastery. I am... And then Toot Toot looks to where Faye Reagan went. And then Toot Toot, under his breath, sings, Faye, I'm gonna live forever. Da ba da da. Ah, da ba da da ba da da da. And that is the end of the episode. So then, like, the screen goes black, and then the song picks up, and whoever actually sings "Fame" from the musical. Is it a musical or was it a musical movie? I don't know. Was it ever a stage musical? Anyways, so "Fame" starts playing, and that's a wonderful way to start Faye Day, huh? So, thank you very much for watching D&Me Adventures. I was nervous a little bit, I'll be honest, because I had to finish the Frosty combat and then do the Ogre Zombie combat, which the combat on this show goes a long time because I want it to be good and filled out, but that Gazer one that we did in Crappy Encounters, episode 7, that took like an hour and a half or some ridiculous thing. And I really wanted to get to the Faye scene. I really wanted it. So what a good way to start Faye Day. Speaking of that, happy Faye Day to everyone. Shay 19, according to the calendar in the Forgotten Realms. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. And the other wonderful holidays that we celebrate this time of year. Happy New Year. Actually, nope, I do have one more episode before the New Year, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching on Twitch. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for eventually listening to this podcast episode. Thank you for everything. This was a delicious episode. So, let me find my outro real quick. Outro. Ooh, I should print the outro so that I could just flip to the back of the book instead of finding it. I'm Victor Rivera. This is D&Me, where I play Dungeons & Dragons by myself. I stream Wednesday nights on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I upload the video the following morning, Thursdays, on my YouTube page. Today's show will be up tomorrow, Thursday, December 23rd. Oh, Christmas Eve! And next week's episode will be live Wednesday, December 29th, the last episode of 2021. 21 episodes. That's fucking great, y'all. We made 21 episodes, well, 20 so far, of D&Me. I love it. Thank you so much. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and in podcast form where? Pop! On my link tree. That's linktr.ee/D&Me Adventures. And like gnome tree, I should make a treant thing. I should do a Spanish mustache link tree joke. Yeah, that'd be fun. Future Victor. Write that shit down. And normally I roll to see which of my characters gives tonight's outro, but Tipsy, Onyx, and Rock already did their intro, so Toot Toot is left. So let us end with Toot Toot. I'm a little, ironically, I'm a bit speechless. On my character sheet, it says that I am a hopeless romantic, always searching for that special someone. No, that's not what I wanted to say. But one of my flaws, as Toot Toot the Loxodon Bard, is I am a sucker for a pretty face. So, beautiful women, but also you just need to be careful around beautiful women. And I am... Oof. Hopefully we will keep our distance from them. But in the meantime, happy holidays from Hiromas. Happy holidays from us. Happy holidays from all of us here at D&Me, and hopefully you can enjoy time with your family, or if you're away. I also know that holidays can be hard, so please know that we love you very much. Our heart is yours, and we got this. So thank you very much, and good night. No, wait, what's the Mannheim Steamroller? Like, that'll be the ultimate, like,